All right, welcome everyone. Today I'm making a video on stress relief and also yoga poses that help with anxiety. So it's going to be a little bit different than what I've been doing the past couple of months. And typically I've been not doing yoga with props the past couple of months. Today I'm going to suggest a couple props. If you don't have them, you'll be able to work without it. But if you have a yoga blanket or what I'm using is a folded towel, that will be very helpful. And also, if you happen to have a block, there's one pose where I'm going to suggest using a block. You'll be able to adapt without one if you don't have a block, so don't worry. But I do highly recommend having your own yoga block at some point in time. And also a mat or some form of padding. Most of it is floor work, so if you don't have a sticky mat, padding will be perfectly fine. And if you have sensitive bones in your back or knees, extra padding under your mat will work really well as well. So let's go ahead and just begin in a nice reclined position. We'll have the same first and last pose of today's class, which will be Shavasana. Just taking some time to do a body check and see how you feel. Relax into the earth. And take deep breath. Deepen the breath each round. So you get to the point where you're breathing as deep as you can with the inhale. And letting go of all the breath slowly with the exhale. It might help you to put one hand on the heart, one on the solar plex, and you can just really breathe into the hands and notice the soothing quality of the breath. Whatever we do in practice, whether we do a little bit of a harder version of a pose or skip a pose, stay with the breath. And if you can't stay with the breath, do less with the body, more with the breathing. Let's take one more very full breath. Remember, we're breathing in deep, but also taking a long time with the exhale, making it nice and steady. Transition, knees to chest. Give yourself a nice, well-deserved hug. And if you like, gently rock, massaging the low back into the earth, side to side. And open the arms out to side and take the legs to the left. Come back to center, keep the arms out to side, and go back and forth. Nice smooth flow, side to side. A few more rounds. If you can't go all the way down, you can use a prop or just your arm underneath the side of the leg. That will help to take you into just the right level of stretch. And when you're ready, sustain with the legs to the left and the right arm out to side. Option to use the left hand on the thigh for a nice deep stretch into the hips and the low back. And when you keep your right shoulder blade on the ground, you're integrating the mid and upper back as well. So enjoy that and breathe deep. And we'll go ahead and take the other side, keeping the left shoulder down. Option to use the right arm to thigh or under the leg if you need. Stretching all through the spine, enjoying that nice release in the hip and a little bit in the side of the thigh. And relaxing the mind as well, letting go of unnecessary thoughts with the exhale. And when you're ready, come back to knees to chest. And take the feet to the ground. Open the knees and have the bottoms of the feet together. Butterfly stretch. If you feel a pinch in your lower back, try using your padding under your feet, which will elevate the feet and take a little bit of the compression out of the back. If it feels good without the props, then just arrange the arms however you like. Enjoy sinking deep into the pose as you let gravity do all the work for you. And next, we'll take knees to chest and either roll to the side or you can hold the back of the legs and roll up. Take your time and take your padding of choice. And let's transition to sitting cross-legged. And arrange the arms. Sit nice and tall and take a lateral flexion, right ear, right shoulder, letting that left shoulder really drop. You could even stretch the head with the hand more or rest the arms to the legs. Deep breath here. Maintain a lift of the sternum even though the head's lowering out to side. And go ahead and take the other side. Inhale, expand, and exhale, let go. Continue. Remember the different hand options to go deeper, but sometimes you just go deep by easing into it without leverage. Your choice. Just breathe. Come on back to center, and then tuck the chin to the chest and take a gentle half moon where you roll back and forth. And you want to keep the chest lifted and open as you're gently rolling out the neck. So the head surrenders, but you're maintaining that lift of the spine. And then chin to chest. Renew the lift of the spine, renew the lift of the chest, and then lift through the head. Let's go ahead and switch which leg is in front. Take the right hand to ground, Left arm works over, nice side stretch here. Sometimes it helps to move the arm out and lengthen more, maybe bending the elbow. Either way, the shoulders may tense up against the neck, but try not to let that happen. Do lengthen the hip all the way through the side and the arm and the fingertips. Breathing. And exhale, switching sides. Come back to center. And legs extend forward. Arms lift, abdominals in, and take a nice forward bend. You can hold the feet if you can reach, otherwise just holding the legs or having the knees bent and holding the feet works great. And we'll relax the head down. We're not super warm in the hamstrings yet, so don't try and go really far. Just try and breathe and relax and be as you are. Let's go ahead and release from that stretch, and we'll transition to a hands and knees position. Roll out the back a few times. Exhale, round the back. Inhale, lengthen the spine. A couple more rounds. Very steady. And then bring the hands closer to the knees. Prop up onto the fingertips. Lengthen the legs. Have the feet a little wide. Fold the arms into each other with the hands resting in the crease of the elbow. Put a bend in the knees if you need to. And eventually you can have more lengthened legs and lengthened spine. Let the head hang down completely. So you're letting go of the brain, letting go of extra thought, letting the neck and the spine stretch deeper with the leverage of the weight of the head. Put a good bend in the knees, come into more of a neutral back and stand nice and tall. Inhale, arms lift, and then connect the hands and make a reverse prayer. Fingers low down at the nape of the neck, abdomen in, tucking the glutes a bit. Full deep breathing. And arms extend and take a standing twist to the right, wrapping the hands around the body. Use the hands to help the hips square forward. Open the shoulders on both sides and breathe deep into the openness of the chest. When you're twisting, you can look in the direction you twist, but if the neck feels sore, just look neutral or even the other direction. Come on back to center. Arms lift. And take a nice twist to the left, opening the shoulders, squaring the hips, and taking deep, deep breath. And come on back to center. Inhale, lift the arms. And holding on to the right wrist, stretching to the left. Hips shift right. Keep the abs in a little bit. Enjoy releasing through the side body. It's a very good stretch for the spine and for the lymphatic system. And we'll go ahead and take the other side. Come on back to center and relax the arms. Let's go ahead and take an inhale, upward salute. Exhale into a dog stretch. Slowly place the hands down and walk the feet back. Hips high. And you may need a little bit of a bend in the knees. And if you're unable to fully lengthen the arms, it's okay to bend the elbows. Ideally, you lengthen the arms, but say, for instance, you have one injured elbow and it has to bend. Well, it's better to bend both arms just that same amount so you stay symmetrical in the shoulders and the spine. And we'll work on lifting out of those shoulders. One more breath. Let's go ahead and put the knees down. Take the right arm under the body. Ease back. Lower the head. You can use patting under the head. You can use your folded arm if you really need. Otherwise, the head's down and the other arm lengthens. 5 breaths here. Just relaxing. Let's go ahead and switch the sides, taking your time. Remember the different options of cushioning under the head. Notice how you feel. If you feel significantly tighter on one side, it's natural enough. You would just want to spend a little extra time on whatever is the tight side. And if you have about the same flexibility level, then you use about the same amount of time. Feel free to adapt according to your own personal needs. When you feel nice and complete with that, let's transition to hands and knees and lower to face down. Take the arms alongside the hips and rotate the head to the right. Nice face down rest here. If you can turn the head enough, you want the side of the ear on the ground. Reach back through the ankles, soften through the arms and the shoulders. Deep breath. And we'll take the head back to center and go ahead and lift into a half locust. We lift the arms and the chest, the shoulders are rolling back. Just lift to your comfortable height. Keep the feet grounded and really ground through the pinky toenails so there's less pressure on the sacrum. We'll go ahead and lower
And rotate the head to the other side. Breathe until you're full and exhale till you're empty. So the inhale is deep, as is the breath out, and you repeat that cycle, enjoying the rhythm it creates in the body, mind, and emotion. Feeling very steady. Come back to center and take the arms overhead. Have the forehead on the ground. Just take a moment to surrender here, stretching out through the body. And then transition to a nice Sphinx stretch. You bring the arms back, elbows under the shoulders, and you lift and open up in the shoulders, feeling a little bit of pressure through the forearms to get that nice lift and open quality in the sternum. And if you feel tight in your neck, shoulders, or low back, bring your arms wider and maybe further forward as an option as well. Stay like this, or if you'd like to stretch a little bit more, lengthen the arms, but keep a light bend in the elbows and the shoulders looping back so the chest stays really open. You're breathing deep into that space. And we'll go ahead and come on down. Place the hands alongside the chest. And then we're going to go ahead and lift. Take the knees wide and take a really nice wide child's pose. We sink into it, relax the head, relax the back of the neck. Breathe full and deep. Feeling that nice stretch in your rib cage and your spine with the inhale. Letting go more and more with the exhale. Next, we're going to do a cobra pose with the cushioning under the upper part of the hips and the lower abdomen. So grab your blanket or folded towel. Come onto the hands and knees. Transition to face down. If you're more flexible in cobra, you can bring the hands low, but likely you'll feel better with the hands a little higher and wider. And you're welcome to do Sphinx or half locust instead. Cobra doesn't work for your body. We'll lift with the inhale. Keep the elbows slightly and equally bent. Shoulders back and down. You just come to the height that's comfortable for you. So you can lift more or less than me. Just work with your needs, your body, your breath. And we'll spend about 5 rounds here. Let's go ahead and release. Use the core and lift. And adjust to a nice dog stretch. You push into the legs. Keep the lower back long, lifting the hips very high. And if you'd like, you can wag the dog a little bit. And knees down. Take the right foot up. Long step. Runner's pose. Have the knee above the ankle. Work on lifting the chest. Feel free just to do a normal runner. Otherwise, enjoy a twist to the right and feel open in the shoulders. And release from that pose. Let's take the other side. So pass through hands and knees. You can use the hand to really help that left leg up. Knee above the heel or ankle is perfect healthy form for your knees. Using extra height under the bottom hand can help a lot, like your fingertips or your fist, a block even if you have one. And we'll use the left hand on the thigh for some leverage to twist. And the shoulders may kind of bunch up, which is their tendency. We try and ride them low, expand in the chest as you twist and breathe. And let's go ahead and release from that stretch. Transition to hands and knees and then turn to the side. Open up the legs, walk or jump the feet apart, and bend the right knee once. And come back to center and bend the left. Come back to center. Now let's try the left hand under the right side of the chest. Again, extra height with like your fingertips or a block. Twist to the right and hold the lower back. Open the chest. Only look up if it feels really good. It's totally fine to look down if you need. If you do that, you may notice you want to align the shoulder, rolling it out a little bit, keeping it low when you open the upper chest. And let's go ahead and come on down, switch sides. By moving the hand a little further over, it makes it just that little bit easier to open both shoulders and chest when you twist. You're holding the low back. If your hamstrings feel tight, it's okay to have the knees bent. Otherwise, you're firming and lengthening through the legs. Breathing deep. And coming on back to center. We're going to walk or take a light little hop into a squat position. We still want the feet fairly wide. Come on down into the squat, Malasana. And just hang out here for a while. Sitting on a block or cushion will help. If you really don't feel good in the knees or ankles, just do a seated butterfly instead. Any modification for your hips. Otherwise, sustaining this is very nice to stretch the Achilles, the thighs, the hips, and the back. And it's a good posture that helps with downward release of energy. So physical elimination and also letting go of emotional experiences that no longer serve. Enjoying that nice feeling of release with each exhale. Couple more breaths. And if you're high off the ground, you want to be careful. You'll catch yourself from behind and very gently sit down. Extend the left leg, have the right leg bent, and inhale, lift the arms, abs in, taking a nice twist to the right side. Twist neutral with the neck if you need, or look to the right. Emphasizing the twist is really good for the digestive system. It's also very good for the spine and helps with soothing the nervous system. So we can breathe, enjoy all those benefits, and remember to stay relaxed with the exhale.
And let's go ahead. Come on back to center, and we'll take a nice hamstring stretch. So if you can't hold the foot, just bend the knee a little bit, that's fine. Or hold the shin. Either way, we're stretching the back, the hamstring, reaching forward through the chest, but then letting the head hang down. So you let go of the brain, lead with the heart, and enjoy breathing. Let's go ahead and release from that side, set up on the other side. Bring the arms up and twist to the left. Shoulders open. Keep that lift of the chest. That nice tall sternum will ensure that the spine is lengthening and giving full benefit of the twist. Unwind from that stretch and flow right into the next. Just hold the leg, option to bend the knee, or eventually you can hold the foot and go quite low with the chest, but you want to emphasize forward. The forward motion will eventually bring you downward. It's a downward motion with the head. So the neck releases, let go of the brain. Just be very, very present and take it one breath at a time. And when you feel nice and even, let's go ahead and release from that stretch and transition to reclining again. We're going to be doing bridge with a block, so have your block close by. Make sure you have everything you need and all the space you need to smoothly roll onto the back. Take knees to chest and feet to the ground. And we're going to lift to bridge. So lift, and if you feel good, lift nice and tall. You may want to lift just a little bit at first and come down. And sometimes the second time feels much better. So you stay up the full amount of time if you feel good right from the beginning. Otherwise, lift. Take a block under the hips. Tall position is good if you're really opening the chest, but you can use medium position or even flat position of the block. If you don't have a block, just use your hands to help the hips lift. This will help you to open up the spine, the chest, without using so much strength in the legs and glutes by using the block. Feel free to come down anytime. Earlier is better if you don't have the props, but if you're using the block,
You'll be able to hold a little longer. This is really good to reshape the spine if you've done bicycling or just spend time at the desk slouching. And although you want the chest and the chin to come close together, you don't want the chin to cram into the chest. It's the chest that's expanding toward the chin, and the neck is somewhat neutral. Full deep breathing here. Yeah, we're going to remove the block. You may need to lift the heels a bit to help ease it out smoothly. Come on down and just take a breath to let the spine come into neutral. Next, we'll lengthen the left leg, open up the arms, and take a hip side stretch. You roll up onto the side of the left hip, using the left hand to right thigh, right arm out to side, and the shoulder blade down. This is a deeper version of what we did in the beginning. If this isn't working for you, go back to that original stretch. Otherwise, enjoy going deeper and breathing deeper. Slowly unwind, and let's do the other side. Notice how you feel. You're always welcome to spend twice as much time on one side if you feel tighter. If you feel equally flexible, that's great. But if you feel uneven in the body, just know that that's very, very common. So you work around that by adapting your practice according to your needs. I base these sides pretty equally because I can't know for sure who's tight on the right versus left. So you work according to your needs. Everyone's needs are different. But do breathe deep. And come on back. And slowly make your way to a nice knees to chest pose. Feet to ground. Take the feet wide now, as wide as the mat or slightly wider. That doesn't hurt the knees. Knees bend in, and arrange the arms any way that feels really, really good for you. Enjoying having a nice neutral spine and stretching open the sacroiliac joint. And even though it doesn't take much to lay here and stretch like this, we still want a sense of focus, and the focus is on rhythmic breathing. And the feet slowly creep back towards each other. Extend through the legs. Let's all enjoy resting in Shavasana. We're going to do about 4 or 5 minutes. You're welcome to turn the volume off and do your longest Shavasana. 10 to 15 is nice sometimes. Either way, close the eyes, soften the breath, and enjoy feeling relaxed in the hands and feet, arms and legs, and all through the torso and the spine. Neck and head relax. Throat, jaw, facial muscles relax. Relaxing the space around the eyes, behind the eyes, and between the eyes. Taking time to breathe softly, let go, and ultimately taking time just to be. Deepen the breath. Let's go ahead and begin moving the fingers and toes. And let subtle movement evolve into grander movement. And gradually come back to the body. Make your way to a closing comfortable seat. You sit tall and breathe deep here, just taking some time to acknowledge we took care of ourselves, we invested in ourselves. So just enjoy that extra moment of appreciating yourself, regardless of how perfect your practice was or wasn't. Complete with a clearing breath and a round of Om. So breathe in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. And then inhaling. Namaste. Very good, everyone. Thank you for joining today. This is an impromptu live stream, but all my live streams get recorded, so it's very likely you're watching the recording of this. I'm doing regular live streams of Hatha Yoga on Thursday at 10:30 and Saturday at 10:30 as well. So stay updated. Please subscribe if you haven't yet done that. Leave a positive comment.
keep practicing, and these practices are all for donation. So if you're able to make a donation, then that's wonderful. You could also just share with your friends if you're not doing so well financially. So all contributions are greatly appreciated. Look forward to the next time, and hope you feel well.